Hello student, currently we are learning the very interesting but quite difficult chapter from the H. Robert philosophy, that is a vital energy in its universal application. In this lecture he tried to explain us the existence of this vital energy throughout the universe, and whole universe is controlled by this cosmic vital energy, isn't it? As we are a part of this cosmos, as we are a part of this solar system, which is also controlled by very harmoniously, very all this planet moving around sun very cooperatively and in coordinate manner. And as we are a part of this earth, we are also the part of this cosmic vital force, and this vital force is the vital energy, or it is that force which animates each individual, that is each living creatures. Whenever there is a existence of vital energy, we can say it is a life, or there is a life, isn't it? In this, let us revise shortly. In the first paragraph he tried to explain that since the time of the human zygote is formed, this vital force enters the field of human dynamics, without which the life processes, that is anabolism and catabolism, growth, then proper growth or the very symmetrical growth is not possible. It is the preserver, controller and promoter of human dynamics in its entire lifespan. At the time of death, it withdraws itself from these dynamics at the supreme command of this universal vital force, of which it is a part. The human vital force is guiding spirit and witness to human dynamics. It is a vital force which is an expression of this vital principle which governs the human dynamics. There were a perfect coordination between the vital force and vital principle. Whenever there is a perfect coordination between this vital force and vital principle, we can enjoy our health. Human body is the field of dynamics, in which innumerable physical, chemical and psychological forces interact. And in spite of such an interaction of innumerable forces, if their result does not produce any morbid sign and symptom, the human body is said to be in a state of health. You know, it is called the storehouse of dynamic power. That is, the human thing is a storehouse of dynamic power, and the vital force is in a position to maintain the integrity of human dynamics or human dynamism, even in adverse situation or any adverse condition. The immune response initiated by the human body is the example of this. The human susceptibility is an outward expression of this indwelling vital force. Therefore, whenever there is adverse situation, this vital force expresses itself in the form of sign and symptom. And for this dynamic derangement, or you can say this susceptibility of the human individual is responsible. You know, the man inherits through genetic codes, and this man's susceptibility is a function of his hereditary plan, which changes from one individual to another individual on account of the differing patterns of genes and his environment, which is in a state of constant influx, isn't it? And therefore the every or the function of this vital energy or vital force, it is, or you can say it was always realized, or the role of vital force or the relation of the vital force with human life is realized by every civilization and in every culture, every religion well acquainted with this role of vital force in life, isn't it? And therefore H. Robert gives the example of Jesus Christ, that he quoted that before Abraham I was. That means before the existence of life there is a existence of energy. This because Jesus Christ he is called as a messenger of God, and this he is just resemble as a God, and therefore he quoted that before Abraham I was I am. That is the before the existence of this life on the earth there is the existence of this universal energy. Yes, religion accepts the concept of infinite life on the spiritual plane. Is this? It is a very important question because this life, how their life is originated, it is a study of the astronomy, and astronomy is a part of science. It is a mathematics and essential component of astronomy, and this astronomy, the principle of astronomy is totally based on the energy or this universal energy, while as a science is partially accept this principle, they and they only concentrate on the material aspect of life, while as homeopathic philosopher you must emphasize or you must have a knowledge how this vital force is related to our life, and it is duty of a homeopathic physician to correlate the whatever is the changes occur at the spiritual, mental and physical aspect, and how the whenever these spiritual well-being of our patient or the whenever these are in a balanced state, then it is important point. Let us the life is a continuous, we know to be true. There has been no age when all life has ceased, and we find this vital force, this energy, this dynamics passed on in all forms and degrees of living creatures. Yes, on earth there is not only the existence of human beings also, but n number of creatures, n number of lives are there, and therefore this vital energy, this universal vital force, or you can say cosmic vital force, expressed through each and every living creature. Therefore there is no end, as it is beginning of this vital force from the universal force, and the life is continuous. It is there is no cessation occur in any type, because it remain through or it expressed through every living creature. And for the explanation of this, how this vital force or how this cosmic vital force or universal vital energy or vital principle control whole universe. Here he give the example of the solar system, and the solar system is, you know, it is one part of the cosmic energy or of this cosmos, and in this solar system all planets, yes, whenever we call there is no movement, there is no life, while whenever we apply this logically, then we can say all these planets revolving around sun in a very determinate orbit and in a very determinate speed, isn't it? And therefore, as these are a moving object, there is life. Each and every particle of this planet have the energy, isn't it? We may reason therefore since these great bodies have regular motion and direction, they are impelled by some force, some energy, which although it may not be what we have come to call vital energy, is in degree closely related to it. Yes, these are all influenced by this revolution, this moving, moving in a particular direction. It is totally influenced by certain type of energy. Then it is why these planets are following very determinate or very fixed speed or the fixed path, because there is no choice, isn't it? Therefore this force, this energy actuate or permeate in all form and degree of life from the most humble and inconspicuous to the every planet. Yes, it is activate very finely in every planet. Then it is a privilege granted to human life is the right of choice. Yes, these planets have no right of choice, while it is a privilege granted or endowed by the human life is endowed by this very right of choice, and this right of choice implies degree of choice. Yes, as there is right of choice, there is a degree of choice which depending upon the each and every individual person. The planet being set in their courses have no right of choice and move always according to law, while human beings we know to exercise the right of choice, and herein is our province as physician. For in making the choice, which is often a choice against the natural law, whenever we are in a coordination with nature, we live the perfect and balanced life. But this, as a human being has the right of choice, it is differ from individual to individual how he use this right of choice, which is often choice against natural law. We find a vigor of the vital force, aptitude and retrograde action of the body, mind and spirit sets in. Whenever we violate the law of nature, then it gives the strength, or it definitely hamper the strength of the vital force, isn't it? Vigor means strength, and it is aptitude, and it is affected, and it become lessen, or retrograde means it change the direction, action of the body, mind and spirit. Whatever is a regular action or coordinating of sensation and function between spirit, mind and body, material body, it is totally get disturbed. As we have pointed out before, vital force in its perfection means growth and development. Yes, what do you mean by vital force? Working in a harmoniously way or very admirably whenever all this symptom you observed through the growth and development. Since there is no condition of standing still in nature, the infringement of natural law means decay and death. Yes, underline this, the infringement, it is a violation. The infringement of the natural law means it is means decay and death, as there is a hurdle occur or obstacle occur in flow of the natural flow of the vital force, and therefore it lessen the flow or it retrograde the action, retrograde the flow, and therefore there is a perversion at the spiritual, mental and bodily level. The degree of the infringement either in an individual or in his preceders determine the degree of decay and its speed. Yes, this violation of the rule is not only restricted to the individual particular patient, while there is an impact of this violation of the rule of nature by their ancestor also, by their parent also, their preceders also, isn't it? This determine the degree of decay and its speed. Then it is determine what type of disease he get affected and in which speed of development of disease. Let us take the next paragraph. Since human beings as individuals have the right of choice even in the face of the operation of natural laws governing the vital energy, they have also been given those circumstances and conditions surrounding them which tend towards a correct choice, that is a correct direction, and aids to correct the mistakes already made and to regain the normal balance. Yes, as human being there is a different type of you can say samskar during their development, and they have their own choice how to live their life, isn't it? And if they live their life according to the natural laws, according to the natural principle, then they can enjoy their health. But once they violate the rules of nature, not that particular individual but the impact of this violation of the rules of natural nature by their preceders, by their parents, by their people in the previous generation, these are also affected the particular individual, and therefore if you even the face in the operation of the natural law governing the vital energy, they have also given those circumstances and conditions surrounding them which tend towards then a correct choice. Then the individual has a right to correct choice and aid to correct the mistake if there is any disturbances, if there is some genetic or hereditary problems are there, hereditary or genetic diseases are there, you can say the miasmatic influence is observed very obviously, then already made and regain the normal balance. Yes, by the he can regain his health. Both these conditions are found in three spheres, in physical, the mental and spiritual. Yes, whenever these perversion occur, you can correct it from at the spiritual level, the mental level and physical level, but the person has desire to gain this condition. On the spiritual place, we find those aids which tend towards correct choice and aids to regain a lost balance in the form of religious conviction and belief. All those aids which foster the growth and development of the spiritual life of man. Yes, whenever you accepted the theory of the spiritual aspect of our life, then you definitely well acquainted what is the relation of this spiritual plane, mental plane and the material or the particular plane, isn't it? Material plane. On the spiritual place, the spiritual, it is a dynamic, it is just spirit like in nature, it is not visible, it is immaterial plane. And on the spiritual place we find those aids which tends towards correct choice. Yes, this correct choice is decided by every individual, is totally depending upon the how his behavior at the spiritual plane, isn't it? And how this spiritual plane is developed, it is according to the, or it is totally related to the religious conviction. religious conviction, that is you can say it is a strong belief regarding their religion. So, and you know, every religion, if you study the every religion, it is always betterment for the human life. It is always constructive. It is always admirable, and it is in favor of the life of human being. There is not at all the view of any destruction of the human life. And this religious conviction and belief, that you can it is a sanskar which are made by their family. Have you got this? Then one's spiritual plane is constructed. All those aids which foster the growth and development of the spiritual life of man. Then this, in which factor the spiritual life of man is depending on the growth and development of the spiritual life? It is totally depending on the religious convictions and belief. Have you got this? On this religious and conviction and belief, the one's foster means it is a bring up. It is a bringing of the growth and development of the spiritual life of man. Yes, let us try to take what is the mental health. On the mental plane, we find instruction of various kinds which tends to development of the mental faculties and all those things which go towards an honest comprehension of the individual towards himself and his relationship to other and toward all life. In other words, those things which foster sanity. Yes, it is a sanity means soundness of mind. Then how the mental health is reflected, or what are the function of this healthy mind, is that it is what are the faculties of the develop in the mental plane, mental faculties, all those things which go towards an honest comprehension. Yes, the honest comprehension take the very or there is a very honestly relationship with each factor in life, isn't it? Whether there is a family relationship and the responsibility taken by him, there is honesty is maintained. Whether there is a relationship with their colleagues at their workplace, the honesty should be maintained. Or in the friendship also, or the social relationship, you should maintain the honesty and responsibility in the relationship. And the first very important thing is free of all, the mind should be free of all prejudice and bias. Then only he can maintain this honesty with every relationship, whether it is at the family level, at the workplace, or with friends. And he should have the total responsibility regarding every factor towards his parents, toward the spiritual life, and the responsibility of own health. And there is a desire of the very honest desire for the success, and do work for the betterment of the human being, isn't it? Various other, these are only the fragment of the mental health. Various other qualities you have to observe at the mental plane, but the basic thing is the honest comprehension towards life, isn't it? The honest comprehension, the honesty should be maintained, this loyalty is always maintained. Then it is you can say it is the other to others and towards all life. It is not only the relationship with the human being also, but towards all life, towards each and every creature, animal, plant, whatever is the factor of this nature, you should have a very honest relationship. You should love all these factors. Don't try to destruct the human life or life of any other. In other words, those things which foster sanity, it is only the indicate the soundness, sanity soundness of mind. It is only indicate the soundness of the mind, that is the total mental health. Then the physical. On the physical plane, we find those things which tends to keep us healthy in body. Yes, these are the some things are also have a very close relationship to maintain the physical life or the maintenance of the physical health. Isn't it? Physical, that is a material health, material body, health of the material body. Yes, you don't give the least important to the physical body also. The physical body is as well important than that of the mental health and the spiritual health. On the physical plane, we find those things which tend to keep us healthy in body, such as suitable food, and those things which we can adapt for better housing, cleanliness, sanitation, and many other things. Yes, for the maintenance of this good physical health, there is a requirement of proper nutritious food, because whatever is the energy we gain from this nutritious food, it ultimately resulted to the give the energy to the vital force. Then the better we can adapt the for better housing. Yes, this housing is also very have a deep impact on the physical health. These similarly the cleanliness and the sanitation, then the disposal of waste, this habit of cleanliness, then the personal hygiene, then the safe drinking water, then exercise, meditation, all these factors are responsible for the maintenance of the physical health, isn't it? We find on this plane too many substances closely allied to food, which have within them a vital energy capable of being raised by potentization from the purely physical plane to that of the mental or even spiritual. Yes, ultimately you observe that whatever is the energy we gain from this nutrients or nutritious food, we get or this at the physical level, it is transferred to the or give the energy to the vital energy to the vital force also, and raised by potentization means at the very subtle level, at the finest level, purely from the purely physical plane, that is pure whatever is the assimilation of the all these nutrients at the finest level by the physical plane, which provide the energy to the mental and the spiritual plane also. Have you got this? That means physical health or material body is not of the least important, but it is also important for the maintenance of the spiritual and mental plane. Have you got this? Like, observe this and try to understand. This is most decidedly the study of the homeopathic physician, for in these substances we find the most similar remedies for the condition of the ills of man. Yes, the food is constructive in nature, isn't it? It is not only construct the body, but the construction of mind, construction of the soul and the spirit also. It provide energy not only to the body, but it provide energy to the mind, soul and spirit. This healthy food and healthy habits, these are responsible for healthy body in which healthy mind is lived. This healthy body, that is a physical health and mental health, nothing but the happy life, isn't it? But whenever because of certain adverse situation or adverse circumstances there is a derangement of the vital force, or some phenomena which occur in our life, whenever there is a derangement of vital force, then we or nature provide the remedies from this constructive material, or you can find the most similar remedies for the condition of the ills of man. Whenever person falls ill or there is a suffering, in order to remove the suffering, the medicine is also prepared from this food material, because these are all constructive in nature. These substances themselves are derived from three kingdoms: mineral, vegetable and animal. Yes, as you know, the source of medicine, whether it is from Ayurveda, whether it is from allopathic point of view, or in homeopathy also, you know, the sources of medicine is from plant kingdom. It is the very nearest and closest source of medicine. Then animal kingdom and the mineral kingdom, isn't it? It is this, you know, the aconite, the belladonna, pulsatilla, then rustox. These are the all medicines which we prepared from the plant kingdom. Similarly, animal kingdom, this is the Spanish fly, it is a cantheris, a honeybee, it is apis male. Then the various other snake venom from the reptile family we prepared at this is a sepia, this cuttlefish, and we prepared n number of medicine from the animal source also. Then these are the example which we obtain from the mineral kingdom, that is, it is sulfur, phosphorus, gold, that is argentinum, aurum metallicum. Then it is a argentinum metallicum. Silver, it is a copper, cuprum metallicum. We are the source of medicine is from plant kingdom, animal kingdom and mineral kingdom, isn't it? We cannot definitely say that the mineral substances in themselves possesses vital energy, but they are fragments of that which composes the planet Earth. Yes, we can't definitely say that mineral substance in themselves possess vital energy. Yes, we can't say that ki every energy, every element which found on the earth crust or inside the earth possess the vital energy, but they are fragments of that which composes the earth. Yes, this earth crust is composed of all these elements, isn't it? And that planet either possesses some form of vital energy. Yes, as this planet is moving around, you know, it under the influence of the universal cosmic vital energy, and therefore whatever is the material in which it constructs, these are also the part of this vital energy. That planet either possesses some form of vital energy in itself or is susceptible to being activated by vital energy to such an extent that it performs its appointed movement according to the law, and we can use these minerals by proper preparation in the form of vital energy, not to perpetuate life but to influence it on all three planes of body, mind and spirit, that the vital energy of the individual may be thereby guarded against decay and death. Yes, you know, the various other elements or from the mineral kingdom, we use various other chemical elements from the purpose of medicine. And the medicine, you know, it definitely every mineral has its susceptibility. sorry. These elements in periodic table have raised the susceptibility, without which the science of chemistry would not have existed. That means every elements observed on the earth crust, they have their own vital energy, isn't it? And whenever we potentize it or we make a medicine from these various other elements, every element has a relationship with the body, because human being also develop from all these things which are available on earth. Every one of you know the human body, there is 75% is the water and 25% of the solid material, earth material, similar to the construction of the earth. And the body also, our body possesses all these minerals which observed on earth crust. Have you got this? There is calcium, there is magnesium, there is sodium, there is iron, selenium, cupramate. Every factor, every elements which observed on the earth crust, we or there is a specific role of these all elements in the construction of the human body. And from where we get these all elements? Yes, definitely from the source of vegetable food, isn't it? And this food material, if it is from the vegetable kingdom, and this veg food is which absorb all elements and nutrients from the earth. Similarly, the food which we take from the animal kingdom or the non-veg food, which these whatever the nutrients we assimilate, these animal also depending on the vegetable for their food, and the vegetable which develop on the soil, isn't it? That means the basic constituent or the source of this element is soil. And whenever we prepare the medicine from this element by the process of potentization, you know, it is by proper preparation. The preparation of medicine is very much important. We are not use all these medicine in a crude form, because in crude form there are very adverse effect on human being. There is a pathophysiological action because of the biochemical action of these all elements, and it directly act on the cell or cellular level and derange the health. And therefore you have to use not the crude material substance of these all elements, but you have to use the vital energy from these elements, isn't it? And whenever we prepared the medicine and applied the medicine, definitely it perpetuates life, but to influence it on all three levels. Yes, these it is not only give life to the human being, while it corrected the life on the three planes of body, that is a body, mind and the spirit, that the vital energy of the individual may be thereby guarded against decay and death. And by the application of this all potentized medicine, you know, some elements we obtain from the core of this earth, like heavy metals like gold, silver, all these platinum, all these obtained from the core of the earth. And all these minerals, all these elements are guarded against decay and death. Yes, that means these are all helpful to restore the sick to health. Have you got this? Okay, let us take the next paragraph. We recognize the presence of vital energy in vegetable growth, for it is evidence in growth and movement in the plant. According to the natural law of development from within outward, the plant develops from the seed according to the physical characteristic of the parents, and again under favorable circumstances passes to this spark to vital energy in its own fertility. Yes, it is very important. We recognize the presence of vital energy in vegetable growth. Yes, whenever there is growth, yes, definitely there is motion, isn't it? And you observe this from seed in a very infertile soil, that is a favorable circumstances. Whenever the favorable circumstances are available, this seed germinate and it develop and it passes through the various stages of development and transfer to the full developed matured tree. It is, let us take the example of mango. From the seed of mango there is no development of papaya tree, isn't it? Mango seed develop mango tree, isn't it? Because whatever is the decoded characteristic or the coded genetic codes are or accumulated in the seed. As we take one seed and it there is a life remain inside the seed for too many years. कितीही वर्षांनी जर तुम्ही एखादा जर सीड घेतलं असेल तुमच्या जवळ आणि ते 2-3 वर्ष जरी ठेवलं जवळ तरी पण ते मरत नाही. देर इज लाईफ. दॅट लाईफ इज कोडेड इन दॅट पर्टिक्युलर सीड. आणि ज्याचं सीड असेल, ज्या पॅरेंटचं ते सीड असेल तेच त्याच्यात फर्दर लाईफ डेव्हलप होतं. म्हणजे आंब्याचं झाड आंबेच देतील, ज्वारीचे झाडं लावले तर ज्वारीपासून ज्वारीचेच झाडं तयार राहतील, गव्हापासून गव्हाचेच झाडं तयार होतील, गव्हापासून ज्वारी, ज्वारीपासून बाजरी असं होणार नाही है ना. द प्लांट्स डेव्हलप फ्रॉम सीड अकॉर्डिंग टू द फिजिकल कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ द पॅरेंट्स. ऑल दीज जीन्स आर accumulated in the seed, isn't it? And in a favorable circumstances are there, then there is a flowering of this tree, then there is a development of the fruit, that is a mango, and again from this mango in the favorable circumstances this spark of the vital energy. Why vital energy? Because you don't know whatever is a mechanism or whatever is the accumulated energy in the seed, isn't it? But it is true that we observe that whenever there is a favorable condition the seed get germinate, isn't it? It is an example of this vital energy which lies in the vegetable kingdom. There is a life, isn't it? And therefore it can, in the under favorable circumstances passes on this spark of vital energy in its own fertility. You see, this plant is now able to give forth the life to the or continue the life of its species, isn't it? Not only do we know that vegetable growth has this manifestation of vital energy, but it has been observed that the mysterious vital force beyond our comprehension which controls by law the planets in their courses and influences the winds and tides, influences the manner and periods of growth of the individual plant. Thus again time, what we know to be a manifestation of life to the universal energy. Yes, we only not observe this existence of the vital energy in the vegetable kingdom, isn't it? While but it has been observed that the mysterious vital force, yes, we don't have a definite function and the character of the vital force. It is very mysteriously, it is omnipresent in everywhere in the universe and mysteriously work. Yes, see, the little seed is able to develop a huge plant. Yes, it is a very mystery of the nature, and it is also the mystery from this very unicellular ovum and sperm. There is a full human life is developed. Then it is beyond our comprehension. We can't understand the proper function and how it is occur, but we only realize the strength of this vital force, isn't it? Which controlled by law of the planet. Yes, it is controlled by the law of the planet, means the planet, here planet is the earth. This all these living organism, or you can say not non-living, these elements also which are found on the earth crust or in the inside of the or the core of the earth. All these each and every factor on the planet under the influence of this vital energy in their courses and influences, like the winds and tides. Yes, you can observe the energy from wind because it is moving. It is a tides. Yes, it is a high tide and low tide. There is also movement, and therefore there is also life. There is also the influence of this vital energy. You observe this influence in this each and every factor of the nature. Similarly, the periods of the growth of individual plant, yes, this development of this plant, you observe this vital energy, and again tying what we know to be manifest of life of the universal energy. Yes, we not only observe this energy on human being only, but the each and every factor of the universe. This as a planet, each and every factor on the universe, like elements, minerals, the tree, vegetable, the air, the whatever is the phenomena responsible for tides, then the all living creatures like animals, human being, birds, insects, and these very microorganisms also. These are all the factor of all this universe, and everything in universe is under the influence of this cosmic vital force, isn't it? And it is called the universal energy. Let us take the next paragraph. The vegetable kingdom has probably served man in disease condition longer than either the animal or the mineral kingdom. Yes, the vegetable kingdom has probably served man in disease condition. That means the medicine which are prepared by the vegetable kingdom, and you know it is very nearest source of the medicine for the human being. आपल्या ह्युमन बिंगला सगळ्यात जवळचं कोण आहे तर झाडं आहेत. म्हणून आपल्याला झाडांबद्दल एक विशेष नॅचरल अट्रॅक्शन असत आहे. आणि हेच व्हेजिटेबल किंगडम इज प्रॉबब्ली सर्व्ड मॅन इन डिसीज कंडिशन. दीज आर ऑल हेल्पफुल, अँड देअरफॉर वी immediately search the medicine from vegetable kingdom, and which are directly absorb the energy from earth than that of the animal and mineral kingdom. हे त्याच्या झाडांपासून हे दूर आहेत, कारण हे ॲनिमल हे झाडं खातात, झाडपाला खातात, आणि त्याच्यातून त्यांना जे न्यूट्रिएंट्स मिळतं, मग जे आपण ॲनिमल पासून मेडिसिन मिळतं, मग हा इट इज अ इनडायरेक्ट सोर्स. व्हाईल द मिनरल किंगडम हे क्रूड नेचरमध्ये असतात, आणि हे जे मिनरल्स आहेत, हे जे एलिमेंट्स आहेत, हे व्हेजिटेबल ॲब्सॉर्ब करतात आणि आपल्यासाठी ते ॲसिमेबल इझी फॉर्ममध्ये कन्व्हर्ट करतात, आणि म्हणून व्हेजिटेबल किंगडम पासून बनवलेले मेडिसिन आपल्याला डिसीज कंडिशनमध्ये खूप उपयोगी ठरतात. इन द होमिओपॅथिक मेथड ऑफ प्रिपेरिंग ड्रग्स फॉर मेडिकेशन बाय रिलीजिंग द एनर्जी Therein, through potentization, we have found that from this source again, which we regard as material, we can influence disorder on the three planes of body, mind and spirit. Yes, you know, every one of you know the preparation of homeopathic medicine. In homeopathic method of preparing drug from medication by releasing the energy means potentization. Through potentization, that is the two methods of potentization, that is the succussion and trituration. We have found that from this source again, which we regard as material, we can influence disorder on the three planes of body, mind and spirit. By the process of potentization, there is a dynamization of the drug substance, and this drug energy able to reach at the same plane of the spirit and able to correct the whatever is the disease at the spiritual, mental and bodily level. We comprehend most easily the animation, the presence of vital energy in the animal kingdom. The medicine has long sought cure through the medium of substances derived from this source. That these substances have a tremendous power we know to be true. Yes, by the proving process, every one of you know how this medicine act, isn't it? That these substances have a tremendous power we know to be true. Homeopathy, however, in distinction from ordinary medicine, believe that there too the release of power from minimum of substance through potentization, that which is most quickly and accurately influence the disorder vital force of man on all three planes. Yes, this potentized medicine now able to act on all these three planes because of the we convert the crude medicine into the spiritual level. We believe that the vital energy, as we comprehend, it is not a mass power but an infinite number of egocentric spark. That is we believe that vital energy, as we comprehend, it is not a mass power. Yes, this vital energy, it is not very accumulated, or you can say it is not a crude, but it is an infinite number of egocentric spark. Yes, egocentric one is self-centered spark. It is energetic. We believe also that the material substance, mass power in medication, would completely overwhelm the individual vital energy to complete annihilation and would subvert it into eventually decay and death. We believe that the mathematical law of quantity extends through the all nature and applies to all vital energy in whatever form, and that if this is so, it is peculiarly applicable when we are dealing with that infinitely delicate balance of the vital force in individual. Yes, this potentization of medicine, whether by the succussion method, whether by the trituration method, it is done with a very systematic plan, and there is a mathematics. It is according to this, you know, the decimal scale, it is a 1:10. There is a 10 scale is there, and in centesimal scale it is a 1:99 part of vehicle, one part of a drug, and it is a very definite predeterminant law for the potentization of medicine. And in the definite scale, the law of quantity extends through all nature. That means different potencies are developed through the process of dynamization and applies to all energy in whatever form, and in different level of the disease or level degree of the disturbances, we can apply this potency by assessing the susceptibility. That is, if this so, it is peculiarly applicable when we are dealing with that infinitely delicate balance of vital force in the individual. Yes, and by this process of spiritualization, the higher potency we can use for infinitely delicate balance of the vital force in the individual. Whenever there is these are not only act on the material level, that is the bodily level or the particular part, while these are affect the physical general and the particular part and the structure. And by this process of potentization, the medicine reach to such an extent that only the drug energy reach to the spiritual level and able to correct whatever is a defect occur at the spiritual level. Have you got this? The rest of the topic we will complete in the next lecture. Okay, thank you.